What up, what up? Schmidtward here, checking in. Project Diablo 2, Season 11, Prosperity. This is a Fist of Fire Assassin martial art map showcase. I will link the gear in the description of this video. The gear the Sin's wearing is pretty basic. Nothing really all that special. Stalker's Cull with +3 shadow disciplines, which doesn't really matter except your Shadow Master and burst of speed. A 1-socket Kira's, a pretty cute armor, a 3-socket Gurks that has been upped to the highest base. It's a little more strength, but the dex required is lower. Our fire resist isn't capped based on having flickering flame on the Merc that you'll see here in a second. Poison resist isn't capped, but our armor has 75 PLR on it. It hasn't really been an issue. The Merc is probably the most expensive part of this build, given my gear. We've got the Plague and Innocence and Exile and a Flickering Flame. Treks, so they have the requisite gear to wear everything, and then, or requisite strength rather. Lobagouts, which procs the Enchant on Strike, which Innocence provides that, and it's half freeze duration to pair with the Flickering Flame for CBF. I got a point in a Blade Shield. I'm not sure if it's correct. If you play this build and you think I should just dump in Shadow Warrior, please let me know. I also put points in Shadow Master, which I need to respec, because yeah, the it's not optimal. Shadow Master actually uses Fist of Fire, helps you clear. My buddy told me about that. Shout out Max. But yeah, this is a full loot sewers map. It's not super juiced, but I kind of wanted to showcase a realistic map. Yeah, you can see the density on it at the beginning and also in the thumbnail. I'll put the stats of the map in the description as well. Yeah, Fist of Fire, it's been pretty fun. It got buffed this season and it's super meta right now. Inferno's playing it. If you want to see him zoom maps on softcore, you can watch his stream. I believe he's doing his usual push to 99 or whatever. Yeah, but I'm definitely not playing optimally either. My buddy was watching my stream a couple days ago and gave me some really good tips. Like, after you see the Fire Nova, that's when you should leap to the next pack. It'll generally kill the pack, especially on tier 1s. And then, you know, if you need more damage, you run to the next pack. Let your Shadow Warrior and Mercenary kill, you know, the pack that you really wounded. But yeah, I don't have many fire facets in my gear. I think it's just the Gurks that has the fire facets. I did have a Fire Lizard's Talon that I was using, but the Stalkers just lets you Dragonflight so much more frequently, and that's kind of the power of a martial arts build. So yeah, the Stalker has definitely increase speed. I think as you like go up tiers, tier 2 and even tier 3, maybe that Fire Lizard will be better. I play hardcore, so I opted for the Act 3 Prayer Merc, which gives me obviously prayer, and then you can put the Plague on it for cleansing. You can put the Innocence on it to proc your Exile Shield, which will cast Decrepify. That's just really safe. I have no problem YOLOing into double aura packs and just knowing that between max block and the Merc safety that I'm going to be okay. Surely that doesn't come back to bite me and you won't see a short about this assassin dying based on some kind of really sketchy pack. But honestly, on tier 1s, I'm not that worried about it. We have 1700 health, max block, and all the Merc safety. I was planning to go Infinity at first on the Merc, but after seeing the damage and talking to some other friends playing Fist of Fire, it was determined that, especially for tier 1s, you don't need an Infinity. That being said, if you want to go infinity, you'll just absolutely shred. And, you know, if you're softcore, I imagine the Act 3 Merc setup is not needed at all, and likely just a hardcore thing. That being said, the prayer gives a lot of life on hit, which you can kind of see I'm just like perpetually topped off. This is a Dark Wanderer event on the map, which obviously is going to slow down the clear. So that is definitely a thing. That being said, I will add up all that time, or I actually already did. The Dark Wanderers added up to a total of 57 seconds. Just because we did get Lister and Infector, which are both fire immune, and then we also got Countess, who's also fire immune, but she's not very tanky, unlike Lister and Infector, who took quite a bit to clear. But I wasn't going to leave those World Zone shards on the table. So yeah, I wanted those shards, so I cleared them. Lister took me 43 seconds to clear, believe it or not, which you can see here. And then Infector, who's the third Dark Wanderer, took me roughly 9 seconds to clear. Yeah, you can kind of see my face. I'm like, what the hell is this? This is like literally the worst Dark Wanderer spawn we could ask for. In my head, I'm like, I don't know if a Primeval Soul, like a Bale or a Duriel, would take longer than this, but I kind of have a hard time to believe that, just because we could at least use Fist of Fire on them. Like, we're literally Tiger Striking this, which is so inefficient, but I did want the shard drop. I believe Lister drops too, so probably not worth it at the end of the day, but it is what it is. Yeah, but some basic tips for Fist of Fire would be, I was watching like my actual buff bar, looking for 2 orbs. Here we are rebowing. I was looking at that and then trying to go at like 2 or 3, since 2 is like the Fire Nova and then 3 is the Meteor. The Meteor will definitely kill everything, but in tier 1s at least, you really don't need that. Like, the Nova is more than enough. That being said, yeah, when you attack so fast with the max frame anyway, like once you see the Fire Nova go off, like you're generally gonna Dragonflight and either get the Fire Nova, or you've already got another frame in at that point and you're gonna do the Meteor and just, you know, absolutely Shrek everything. So that was really good advice from Max. I can definitely, like I mentioned earlier, be a little better about kind of using my Dragonflight and then moving on. I'm generally like Dragonflighting and then like still attacking once or twice, which you don't really have to do, given your Shadow Warrior is going to help clear as well as your Merc. That being said, I'm definitely enjoying the build. It's fun. It's definitely a little sweaty, just based on like, you could just hold down, you know, right click or your hotkey for Fist of Fire and like clear pretty quickly. But if you want to play optimally and like shave, honestly, a lot of time off your clear speeds, you are going to want to kind of get sweaty and optimize those charged Dragonflights. So yeah, if you're not like a sweaty player, you don't want to like really pay attention. You just want to kind of like AFK, clear maps, like watch TV or, you know, whatever. This is probably definitely not the build for you. But if you want to play a quick build that's like meta this season, yeah, it's going to be a good time, and I would definitely recommend it. Yeah, I do have Teleport on my Amulet, which is kind of nice. I kind of YOLO into this Infector pack, which not ideal if you're playing hardcore, but as you can see, they're decrepified, they're getting blizzarded. It's really not that bad. But yeah, multi-shots, cursed, Infector isn't super safe. But yeah, Fist of Fire, super fun. Feel free to ask any questions in the description. I'll definitely respond to those. Yeah, I just love Assassin. I'm obviously an Assassin main if you're familiar with the channel. I wanted to try out Fist of Fire just because it is kind of meta this season, buffed. It seems, honestly, I don't even think it's overtuned. I think it's like in a good spot. But that being said, it's definitely powerful. I haven't played Phoenix Strike in 3 or 4 seasons, and when I did that, that was really fun. And that was super fast clear, so I kind of want to revisit that, but I also just want to keep trying new builds. So, you know, it is what it is. But But yeah, if you enjoy the content, drop me a sub here on YouTube. That's the best way to support me. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs so I can monetize the channel. And if you want to be a part of that journey, I would love to have you. So please join me on the journey. You can see after this, I kind of type up, some thoughts I have. I believe it was a 12:30 finish. We started at 4:10, so that's 8 minutes 15 seconds with a minute of Dark Wanderer time. So the clear was roughly 7 minutes. Yeah, if you're interested in a good mapper, I would definitely check out Fist of Fire. And as you can see, my actual gear on the Assassin is not anything special. It's just the Merc gear that's going to cost you some runes. And if you're softcore, you don't even obviously have to worry about that defensive Merc gear. You can just get pretty much any Merc. You could go like Act 2 Defiance, Act 2 Deadly Strike 1, or just throw like a Reaper's Toll on it for like help you with single target clear. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Sub to my channel if you enjoy the content. I'll be making more this season. As always, have a good one, guys. Later.